Good morning, students. In last video, we have talked about disadvantages of GST. Now, in this video, we'll talk about some facts about GST and some allied institution. What facts are there for the GST? GST is a one nation, one tax regime. As we seen in the former tax structure, there are multiple tax rates to levy on the goods and services which have been supplied by the person. Okay, GST has been 17 years. GST was first conceptualized in India. About 160 countries in the world have GST. India, after Canada, is only second country in the world to adopt dual GST model. Dual GST model, that is the model which has been which has been followed at state level as well as central level, that is CGST and SGST and IGST. Till now, 33 GST acts have been passed. The next fact is liquor has been kept outside the scope of GST. Liquor is what? दारू वगैरह सगळ्या ज्या गोष्टी आहेत त्या. GST as well as the former taxes applicable on tobacco. Former taxes, that is the taxes which are included as indirect tax like VAT, sales tax, central sales tax, excise duty, custom duty, and etc. Then GST will generate many employment opportunities. As we've seen, GST has been the formalities for the GST are completely online. Okay, so the person who is techno savvy will able to help the person who is digitally illiterate. So through which we can say that the person can be a self-employed personality, and can earn money by helping to the other person who are digitally illiterate in completion of the all online formalities regarding the GST. Now next is what the goods and service tax network. It is a allied institution, or we can say it is a private company which has been formed under section 25 according to the Companies Act 1956. GSTN provides some services. The services are divided into two patterns, that is the front end service and back end service. Front end services like registration, payment and returns, and back end services like develop IT modules, income tax modules for 27 states who are levy the GST to their suppliers. Then operations related to migration formalities. For the management of migration formalities, GSTN appointed MSP, that is Managed Service Provider. We can say that Measures Infosys is the Managed Service Provider, or we can say it is a institution who are working for the GSTN as the appointed institution for the management of migration formalities. GSTN also provide the GST Suvidha providers. Now, it has been developed the applications to be used by taxpayers for the interacting with GSTN. Like what the formalities or what the functioning is there for the GSTN, to match the outsider public with the GSTN functioning. GST Suvidha providers are there to help the outsiders. Now let's see the classification under GST. Classification under GST for the supply of goods and services. Those who are registered under GST need a particular code to register their goods according to the GST norms. Okay, so the person who has to register their goods, they need to adopt a particular code that known as HSN, Harmonized System of Nomenclature. Okay, now to adopt the HSN code, there are some eligibility criteria for the registered suppliers. The person who is having turnover who is having turnover more than 1.5 crore to less than 5 crore is eligible for the 2-digit HSN code. The person who is having turnover more than 5 crore or 5 crore and above is eligible to adopt the 4-digit HSN code. Okay, and the person who is having below 1.5 crore turnover, they do not need any kind of HSN code. Okay, this is for the goods. This is for the goods who are comes under the criteria of GST. But there are some services which also need the HSN code, but the classification of that services is done as per the service accounting code. Okay, so here we can say harmonized system of nomenclature is for the it's for the goods, and SSC, that is service accounting code, is for the services. Now let's see, the next is, as we discussed earlier, that is to levy the GST. To levy the GST, we need some authorities which are having the power. Okay, so GST Council is the one institution, or GST Council is the one committee which are having power to levy the GST. Okay, so we can say that GST Council is a apex constitution authority to decide GST policy. According to the article 279A in Constitution of India, what kind of provisions to be needed for the GST, for the application of GST, has been decided by the GST Council. It has power to make recommendations to union and state relating to GST. Now, what kind of jurisdictions this GST Council has? There is one chairman who is from the Union Finance Minister. Okay, and the members which are included in the jurisdiction is, the first one is in charge of revenue or finance, in charge of revenue of finance of the Union Minister of State, and secondly in charge of finance or taxation of the ministry or minister of state government. Okay, so these two members and one chairman. Also one thing is there, that is there is a vice chairman. There is a vice chairman to the GST Council, which has been elected by the members of GST Council. Okay, now the how the particular formalities or particular process has been done for the purpose of GST application. Okay, so there is a one particular technique through which the GST policy or the GST norms has been norms has been developed by the GST Council. There is a method of decision making process, like more than 75% votes should be in favor to that particular policy. There are some voting powers to the members, like the members who are from the union government has 33.33% voting powers, and the members who are from the state government are having the 66.66% powers to finalize the policy, or to finalize the proposal regarding the GST in front of GST Council. Okay, now let's see the role of GST. Role of GST Council. This council, the taxes, cesses and surcharges levied by the center, the state and the local bodies which may be subsumed under GST has been taken by the decision regarding to this has been taken by the GST Council. Okay, now the goods and services that may be subjected to or exempted from GST also the decision taken by the GST Council. The decision related to the date on which the GST shall be levied on petroleum, crude, high speed diesel, motor spirit, that is petrol, natural gas and aviation turbine fuel has been the date has been decided by the GST Council. The next, the model GST laws, principles of levy, appointment of IGST, and the principles that govern the place of supply has been decided by the GST Council. The threshold limit That limit we have seen in the first, that is, um, the supplier which is registered under GST has turnover more than 20 lakhs, then only he is eligible to pay the GST to the government. Okay, but the threshold limit is different for the northeast India. That is, it is up to only 10 lakhs. Like the person who is who cross the limit of 10 lakhs, and the person is from the northeast India, and who is the registered supplier under GST, need to pay the taxes to the government. Okay, so such threshold limit of turnover is decided by the GST Council. Now let's see the threshold limit of turnover below which the goods and service may be executed from GST. The rates, including floor rates with bands of GST, has been decided by the GST Council. Then any special rate or rates for a specified period to raise additional resources during any natural calamity or disaster. Okay, so like this is the pandemic situation. Fine. Now what I heard in a couple of days before, that is, the duty on the duty which has been charged on residential construction has been reduced up to 2%, just because to channelize or to develop the construction sector during this pandemic situation. So such kind of taxes, such kind of change in rates of taxes has been decided by the GST Council. But of course, the things which are comes under the GST, the GST norms. Okay, now some special provisions has been decided with respect of northeast states, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. And the last rule is noted here, that is, any other matter relating to the GST as the council may decide. Okay. Now students, if you have any kind of problem, any kind of query regarding the first unit of our syllabus, just ping me on my personal window. Okay, now in next video we will talk about our third unit, that is supply of goods and valuation of supply. Till then, thank you and stay safe.